Yeah, it's going live.
All right.
And from what I can tell, my audio seems kind of low.
Low. Okay. Is it the Collective Esports one?
Uh, yeah, Collective Esports 1.
Okay. Yeah, it's live. Yeah. All right. So it looks like we're finally ready to get this running then.
I feel like that my mic audio is too low, or maybe it's just my mic audio on the stream.
Still, I cranked up your volume on Discord.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna get it started then. On Oregon. Okay, so we're gonna have Dojo Knight starting on attack with Polemistis, starting on defense here on Oregon. And let's see who Polemistis is gonna ban first.
I'm gonna predict it's gonna be a Maestro ban.
Oh, Nomad.
Oh, Nomad.
Oh. So they're really trying to go for more of a roam play then. If that's the case, it looks like. All right then.
Actually, Nomad banned that against themselves, or Dojo banned that against themselves.
Dojo just banned Thatcher, so probably planning on bringing heavy Twitch play or probably just Maverick and going for the hatches.
Up. I got that confused. So, Polemistis banned Nomad. My bad. I thought that was Dojo.
Oh, it looks like the stream delay is not that much. It's like 3 seconds delay.
I just go on the Twitch stream then.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. Or I'll just stick to the screen share. I'm not sure which one's good, but screen share seems to be fine.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to be starting off with a kids' dorms defense upstairs. Pretty standard for Oregon since there's only 2 sites that are really the most viable ones. With Tower seeing a lot more play on Pro League nowadays, but let's see how it goes.
It sees a lot more play because of the 2-round rotation between sites after winning a site.
Yeah. So it looks like they're going to go for the Maverick for the hatches. Try to get the mute jammers or even the Cade Claws if they have one, which they don't in this case. But for now it's going to be attack first. Right. Let's see what kind of setup they're going to go for. They're going to go for the double windows protection from the kitchen, looks like. With the mute bringing out a shotgun.
Yeah.
Which has been way more frequently ever since he got the SMG-11. And it looks like they're also going to be reinforcing the dining hall walls into the small tower.
My Discord crashed.
It looks like Legion's going to be playing the showers with Jaeger putting out one of his ADSs. They're in dining, enter points and barbed wire in the middle. It looks like we have a pretty one-sided attack as well from Dojo here. Relapse on the termite. They're all pushing from west side. With dedicating 2 players from cleaning that west roam. Looks like. And they should be running into that Legion pretty soon.
Yeah, now they're aware of the Legion's presence in showers. How much time can this Legion take off the board from this attacker, or from the attack?
That will definitely be the real question in this round, and depending on how much time he wastes, he could even win them around just with the roam.
Yeah, this push from the west side has pretty much stalled out. I'm not sure if they're afraid to go for the gunfights or they just don't have enough information on the whereabouts of these defenders.
Okay, and Ying looks like she took him down with the typical rappel pick. And looks like they're ready to go for the second rover, which is in the kitchen right now and running for his life. PotatoLyfe.
Taking out the Legion early on.
PotatoLyfe is going to be rotating back up the main stairs. And that's the mute dying as well, so 1 minute left. That's pretty good timing for Dojo. So far so good. But the Jaeger getting a refrag and getting instantly refragged back, with the possibility of Dox teaming him up, which he did, so it's still back to 4-3. Alright, and Jaeger's dedicated to holding this master side, apparently. And the Ying slowly creeping up. And the telltale signs of the weapons, the LMG. But Jaeger getting 2 quick kills. It looks like the plant is going down and they don't seem to know about it. Plant goes down, Jaeger goes down as well. With the dog being the last one and the last hope of the team for this round. He gets the termite and he almost gets the last kill. That was a really close round.
A good attempt from the doc to clutch it out, but just wasn't enough. They were able to get the plant down. And overall, at first, the defense did a good job of stalling out the attack, or the push coming out from the west side. The duo of the Jaeger and the Legion who was specifically in the showers, and the Jaeger in kitchen. They were just sitting there, wasting time. Eventually, they were pushed out of those locations. And they got some... Overall, it was a very good round coming out from Dojo.
Yeah. It looked like they were more dominating than they actually were, with the Jaeger getting those 2 picks near the end. And it coming down to a real close 1v1 with post-plant. But Dojo looked pretty secure and looked like they knew what they were doing, so...
And it seems like they're not going to go with the Ying this round. They're going to go for the 6th pick onto the IQ.
Which is a pretty interesting choice. I guess they'll probably try to counter a mute maybe on the generator wall. They may want to go for that push instead. Try to change it up to throw them off, but we'll have to see.
Or maybe they were expecting a Valkyrie to come out this round.
Yeah, that
Valkyrie is a pretty powerful operator on this map, and I don't believe she wasn't banned in the ban phase. I don't believe.
Yeah, she wasn't. Mirror and Echo were banned on defense, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, Valkyrie could be like a very useful tool for Jaeger and Legion if they're planning on doing the same roam, especially. So it was a good idea to 6-pick to the IQ for Mamatui.
Yeah, it looks like that duo of the Legion and Jaeger are going to do the same thing, having the Jaeger in kitchen and the Legion in the showers. That west side push again.
The Jaeger dancing here in the kitchen and the Legion just going for his typical stall in the showers. And once again we have them being droned out, but this time it looks like they're going for more of a master armory approach, with the termites spawning on the street side instead.
Yep. Capital, seems like it's going to be up to him to push out the Legion in showers. Hopefully he doesn't get picked off too early, as his utility is very important, considering that he has the only set of smokes on this attack.
Exactly. And we know how important it was in the last plant, with them getting it down in the smoke, which caused the defenders to not know what was going on until it was too late. Looks like we have a rotate from IQ back to armory stairs. I'm just gonna be going for the mid-chamber.
Yeah, it seems like Capital is all by himself on the west side of the map. This could spell some trouble if he went to this roam clear by himself. he can be picked off early and won't be a good use of the utility.
Exactly. Could get easily.
Firebolt into showers to hold back the Legion. And I'm not sure if this is good use of this utility. I guess he's just trying to preoccupy the Jaeger and the Legion here.
Looks like he's gonna go for the push.
Go for him. Yeah.
He got him, but he gets
And
inside.
the Legion's gonna get blinded, and the Capital is gonna finish off the Legion, but the Jaeger is gonna get a refrag onto Capital.
So overall, that interchange was more of a defensive win, as the attackers still seem to be stalling out as they don't know how to push this side.
Yeah, and they lost their only set of smokes, and the firebolts are very good when you're trying to go for a plant, especially holding back flanks. And the Thermite's gonna go down, and who else? That was the IQ.
Yeah, going down to the
The
dock.
IQ and the Thermite will go down to the dock and attic. A great play coming out from the dock there. But Magic will get a free frag, taking out the mute, and he's gonna go for a plant and small dorms. But PotatoLyfe getting a kills at the end there, finishing off. And who was the other one? The Buck and
The Maverick.
Maverick, yes.
Yeah. It looks like so far that the Jaeger play has been really working out for them, especially in this second roam attempt, because they even were able to refrag an important operator in Capital.
Yeah, that was a very questionable push coming out from Capital. He was going for that lone push from the west side, contending the Jaeger and the Legion by himself. Two angles he had to watch out for, and it didn't pay off. He lost the only set of smokes for his team early on. They could have used that for the plant. Didn't get the he didn't get to put down his smokes, and unfortunately, the plant didn't go down, and that made it made it way too easy for the defenders to stop that plant at the end.
Yeah, it ended up costing him dearly for sure on this last round. And now we're going to be going for a kitchen dining defense instead of going downstairs, probably to try to throw the enemy team off in this very curious pick.
Yeah, this site tends to be played last as a last resort, but I guess they want to get it out of the way, throw off the attackers. It's a weird site. Usually it's a pretty attacker-sided site.
Mm-hmm. It will definitely be interesting to see how they plan on dealing with that Cave Claw, since they banned the Thatcher themselves.
And yeah, seems like to do here. There's a lot of teams that don't know what they want to do when they defend the site. They just use it as a way to throw off the attackers. Team really does have a plan on defending.
Yeah. It looks like we have Jaeger again on the roam, but this time with Castle, both upstairs. With the smoke this time taking the spot in the showers, which is also a valuable plant denial up, so let's see how this works out.
And he can stall out a push coming into showers for a while. Maybe better than Legion, you can argue that.
It looks like Ying is trying to push out the roamers, but with only one person pushing into an angle like that, there will obviously be a refrag if the team is set up like they were last time.
Yeah, this individual push coming out from Ying, definitely looking like what we saw from the previous round when the Capitao did the solo roam clear coming from the west side.
Yeah.
Idea. But Ying does bring that utility that can definitely help with the roam clear.
Mm-hmm.
And that utility is, of course, the Candelas that can blind an entire room of people.
Yeah. If used properly, she might be able to get her Jaeger for free. So let's see. And she throws one in.
PotatoLyfe trying to get a headshot onto the Ying. Ying is going to throw a Candela. And Jaeger is going to get flanked by the IQ coming up white. Nicely done by the IQ player Magic.
Great collapse from the attack side there for sure. They waited just for the exact right moment, and they still have 1 minute to go with the side even open. So
And they cleared out the roamers. The roaming duo of Jaeger and Castle have been cleared out upstairs. Now it's a 4v3 situation. Dojo.
with a couple of changes here, with the IQ and the smoke getting kills respectively. And now Capital going for the kill, but he misses the shots. And there's 30 seconds left, and Smoke's just waiting on the diffuser, the perfect spot to deny it. Maverick from Pool.
Wow, what a turn of events.
Now he has to run into a shotgun end, that's his demise.
Wow, great play from Smoke to deny the plant and finish off the remaining attackers.
It looks like Polemistis is showing that they don't only rely on their roam presence to clutch out the rounds for them, but their side presence has also been really good. With Dojo clearing out their roamers pretty damn well and looking like they were about to just breeze through the rounds. But some really good anchor play there from Polemistis.
Yep, was the IQ the one who lost her life trying to roam clear upstairs? I think that was the
That was
right?
the
pick might have helped the remaining defenders hold off the plant, as Zing is very good, you know, blinding an entire room of people and putting them in their place, and having that Ying die early on definitely didn't help them out.
Exactly. Because she could have definitely thrown into the corridor in which the smoke was playing and denied the smoke from stopping the plant.
It was a good flank coming out from the IQ going upstairs to get the Jaeger, and of course the Castle ultimately lost his life in the roam. That pick on Ying might have cost him the round.
Yeah. So far it looks like it, but looks like we're coming out with a meeting hold for downstairs, because they're going to be trying to protect the hatches.
Yeah. Resources to holding meeting hall. It's a pretty common place to hold off-site when you're defending the basement.
For sure. Yeah, especially since there's not that many ways to play this very linear map. There's not that many ways to attack downstairs.
Yeah, having control of meeting hall is very good. It allows for some flexibility. You have two hatches that go directly down to the site for a quick retake. Of course, you can take the hatches as a shortcut.
Yeah, and this way the attackers never feel safe playing the main hatch in laundry, as there is also the possibility of meeting flank. So it looks like they're going to be starting it from the top, and Termite's going to be going for the Hattic Bridge, as they realize that they're holding the dock in the tower.
Yeah, Doc is on T3 here. Any Dojo attacker to come in through attic, possibly. I think he's aware that they're coming through attic. Oh, actually he's not. He's gonna take some damage.
Yeah. Those missed shots might have been what cost them the round this time, because the dock here gets one frag. He gets the other one who was trying to flank the dock from the bottom of the tower.
And again, the Capital losing his life early on, just doing that solo push by himself, risking your utility like that is not a good sign.
Yeah.
One situation's up to the Ying, but the Legion will finish off the Ying coming out from this defense.
That was definitely a huge misplay there from the attack side, when they wouldn't be able to pick off that dock. Then that cost.
Yeah, the meeting hall hold definitely paid off there.
Yeah. Because even though the dock clearly was not aware that they were breaching into attic, those shots firing his way definitely woke him up for that, and in waterway.
Yeah, and the way that the utility being wasted early on, Capital losing his life, it's very questionable. He did that solo push when they were attacking dorms, and I think it was the second round. He was doing a solo push,
Mm-hmm.
run clear a Jaeger and a Legion by himself.
Yeah.
It makes you question what the communication is like with the Dojo attack.
Yeah, they really struggled with that. It looks like we're gonna go back upstairs again, and so far it looks like pretty much the same setup that they went for a while ago, with Legion reinforcing the dining walls into a small tower, and the Jaeger reinforcing from meeting in the pantry. They're playing kitchen again, I presume.
Yeah, it seems like it's this time they're gonna have a trio of the Doc and Jaeger, the off-site room.
Yeah. I mean, if it ain't broke, there's no need to fix it, so they're going on with the same sort of strat.
And it seems like the Legion is not going to make his way to showers like he did before when defending the site.
Looks like he'll be playing in Dining Hall instead. We have the IQ droning out dining and seeing the Legion on top of the table.
The Ying made her way into the showers. Now the Jaeger's position is going to be called out.
And she gets the Legion. Way more efficient drone clear so far.
Yeah. A very good pick on the Legion. A very powerful operator in the late round. Great job to the Ying.
And they know exactly where the Jaeger is playing, and they're locking out his only escape route. And they pick him off. With 1 minute 45 still to go, so far so good for Team Dojo.
Really liking this attack. They actually committed to a team push coming from the west side. Last time they had Capitao doing that solo room clear. That didn't quite work out for them. When they actually pushed as a team.
Well, it looks like IQ made her way into kids' dorms. And she's holding an angle on white stairs where Mute is currently playing.
It's a 5v2 situation, or now it's a 5v1. It's gonna be up to the Mute of PotatoIsGod, but he won't be able to clutch it out as the Ying goes for a flank up white stairs and finishes off the Mute.
It looks like Dojo finally was able to set on a proper roam hunt this time, and it really paid off in the end.
Yeah, and that was a flawless round. That might have been the first flawless round of this match.
The basement defense was always also flawless for the defense.
Oh, it was? Oh yeah, you're right. That was very good. Very good. They learned from their mistakes from the second time.
For sure.
That.
And they didn't hesitate as much and ended up not losing the Capital, which was one of the greatest detriments of the previous round, which they tried to clear out the roamers downstairs.
Are they playing dining hall kitchen again? Wow, okay.
Yeah, it looks like they're pretty set on it.
Seems like they're not very comfortable with a tower pick.
Yeah. Which a lot of teams outside of Pro League aren't, and even teams on Pro League, we still see Dining Hall being the preferred third site. But with the way that the retake of the site went down last time, I could definitely see why they would be comfortable with this.
Now, last time it looked like the attackers were gonna win because they cleared out the roamers fairly early on. But I guess they just didn't know how to go for the plant, and that might have been because they lost their Ying early on.
couldn't use your utility on the corridor where the smoke ended up being vital in. Looks like we have the same sort of setup with smoke holding the showers. Jaeger and Castle both roaming upstairs and the kids and on the big dorms.
Yeah, it seems like the setup seems very identical to the first time they defended this site. And of course you have that Jaeger and Castle roaming duo upstairs.
Yeah. With King trying to clear him out. Oh, and getting a headshot through the barricade. Hipfire headshot.
Wow.
Talk about lucky RNG. Alright, and that...
Jaeger is the only one remaining upstairs, right?
No, he's made his way back to... Shh.
Actually, Jaeger...
It looks like Dojo is just figuring out this.
They probably still think that the Jaeger's up here still.
Yeah. And now that they finally got the confirmation, they're going for a vertical play. Which is pretty common in this map with so many destructible floors in here. But not as common as some of the other maps, and they get the one trick out of that, with Meister falling to Buck.
The Buck.
High Q with a very important shot, taking out the Jaeger, but the kid refragging. And he gets another pick.
Maybe up to
And it's down to a 2v2 all of a sudden from a 4v2. We saw a situation very similar to this one the last time that defense was the dining hall was going down. After Nomic going for the white stairs window, but rethinking and going in from the classroom. Looks like they're gonna go for a B plant. Nomic makes his way into pantry, and that's Buck getting the smoke in showers, leaving the kid the last man standing for the defense. But does he know that Buck is holding his angles and the plant went down?
Yeah, I think Kaid knows that someone's in showers, so he's trying to be very careful. But it will be the Thermite who finishes off the Kaid. Go for a clutch, as the Thermite shuts down that potential of a clutch by Dojo to win out that round. Last time attacked that site, they had a man advantage going onto the site, and things were looking good. But it was the Smoke who denied that plant with a Toxic Babe and then going in with a shotgun to finish off anyone else. They fixed their mistakes from the last time they attacked that site, and it worked out. They got the win that they needed, and now the first split of this matchup finishes in a 3-3 draw. Now both of these sides are switching, so now it will be on defense and the other team on the attack.
Yeah, I feel like what made the difference in this last round compared to the last time they attacked dining hall was definitely for sure that very important call for Thermite to rotate to meeting and pantry, because Kate didn't have any vision on the plant going down, which put a lot of pressure on him to push.
Yeah, that crossfire was definitely worked out. Very good coordination coming out from the Buck and the Thermite. Overall, this matchup has been very close. Like I said before, the first split ended in a 3-3 draw.
Which is pretty good, having in account that Dojo was down 3-1 in the first 4 rounds, so I'd say that looks like they're finally warmed up.
A very good recovery coming out from them.
Here we have an interesting pick with Montaigne being picked by PotatoIsGod. Let's see what he's gonna do with this.
So overall, they have 4 smokes at their disposal. So if one of these operators die, the Capital or the Montaigne, they still got the backup operator.
It looks like they're going for a very different setup in terms of roamers, especially with Jaeger going for a big tower roam. Looks like the attack side is going to be going mainly for a west side push, with Monty making his way already into the dining hall.
Yeah, this definitely seems like a strictly west side push.
Looks like the Jaeger is aware of that, and he might be pushed here, but he does have a rotation. Will he take the fight? So the attack is aware of his presence. Oh, and Jaeger goes for the run out and he gets Capital caught off guard, being left with just a little sliver of health.
That's a very good pick. That's half the smokes off the board for the attack.
Yeah. Especially smokes that can't be ADS'd.
Exactly. Yeah, Capital's bolts, arrows, whatever you want to call them, they can't be countered by the ADS unit, so it's a very good pick.
Yeah. And here we have the sneaky Jaeger trying to make his way up to the lobby, to classroom, as he might be able to deny the turbine charge, but he doesn't want to give away his position, and he gets downed by a Twitch zone. He finishes him.
Oof, unlucky.
Okay, and that will be the castle taking down another player with another run out. Looks like Dojo likes to be very aggressive on defense, as they were being in the last 2 rounds of attack.
And the Twitch will even out the man count at 3 apiece. Just ticking for the attack. Less than 10 seconds to go.
It looks like the attack is winning out on the changes so far, but looks like the Mute's gonna go for a C4 denial and he gets it. Well, that's a pretty big misplay from the attacking side to not have that droned out or checked.
Great clutch.
Yeah. It is a very common C4 spot, so they probably should have been ready for that.
And they might have had an evil eye in that room as well, so it might have been a call out through that. But overall, a great clutch coming out from the Mute to give his team the lead. Now Dojo are up 4-3. This might be the first time that they took the lead in the series so far.
Yeah, I don't remember if they did win the first round, but yeah, they finally came back and they look better than ever. Even though that round went down to a 1v3 C4 plant denial, it still was pretty convincing as they made him run down the clock.
And very unfortunate. The attack set up everything right. They had the man advantage, of course, but planted in a very predictable spot. They probably planted there because of the time. They only had a couple of seconds to go.
Yeah. And they clearly had no idea where the Mute was playing, so they might have been worried about the armory push or even up the white stairs. So. And it looks like Dojo is gonna opt for a laundry defense as the second side, as SanTana seems to be teasing the smoke with the Twitch drone, which might be very important for opening the hatch, as there is no Thatcher in play. She gets one of her drones muted. And unlike the previous defense that we see on laundry from Polemistis, it looks like they don't have a meeting hold, as the EU seems to be roaming on his own, just in tower with no rotations, no prepped holes, no reinforcements.
Yeah, I think they did reinforcements in meeting hall.
Yeah, it looks like it by the walls and double wall. But it looks like the attacking side might be already ready for the plant as they get the mute charge and the hatch gets open. The Jaeger gets shut down as soon as he tries to push out a meeting.
Great flank watch coming out from the Twitch there.
It looks like Dojo is going for more of a turtle down defense in this time. As the dog gets picked off.
Yeah.
And they go for diffuser plant. With no contention as the smokes have been misthrown. And it goes down to a 2v5.
Coordination coming up from the Montane and the Thermite. The Montane providing the cover and of course the callouts for anyone jumping out. But Smoke gonna kill the Thermite and the Montane. Nicely done, but the Jackal will get the refrag and the Twitch will finish off the last player there. Nicely done. That retake, they could have done it, but they didn't have the manpower to do it.
Yeah, Laundry is definitely one of those sites in which, especially if you have a man disadvantage, it's one of the hardest things to do.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't try to hold meeting hall. They didn't really try to hackers have a reason to push into meeting hall.
Yeah, it looks like, yeah,
They didn't really have much, not really much of an off-site presence there coming out from that defense. They're gonna reattempt it though. Maybe they're gonna have Magic or some roamer do something, cause the defenders or cause the attack to think twice about their push.
Yeah, and we see here a Legion pick coming out, probably to counter out a pick that they expect by the Monty, being played by PotatoIsGod once again. And definitely, it was a very big difference that we saw between the defensive takes that both teams had on Laundry, with Polemistis is having more of a setup strat for defending meeting, which ended up being really good for them. While Dojo doesn't seem to have anything else other than Jaeger on his own with a couple reinforcements.
Yeah, they don't really have much of a plan for an off-site presence on this site.
Swapping mags.
Which looks like something that they'll definitely have to work on, as turtling down against a Monty and without a mirror is not that viable, in my opinion.
I wonder if seems like the Legion is just going to anchor on site. It's pretty common to see the Legion play in meeting hall. And do that.
Legion
Fight. Interesting. There. Yeah, and once again, it's just a Jaeger off-site holding meeting hall from T2, T1.
Yeah, it looks like this time we have a couple of holes made. Watch the double doors. As he gets thrown out, let's see if the attacker is going to decide to push him, because last time they just hold an angle on it and waited for Jaeger to fall into their sights. And we see here a big play from Relapse on the mute.
Good pick there. That's the Capital gone, but they still got some. They still got two smokes within that Montane, so definitely not the end of the world yet.
Yeah.
Well, it's being taken away from the attack.
Yeah, and as the Jackal takes down the Jaeger on the roam, but easy aware that there's someone else playing on the tower. Hatches either unreinforced, one of them. And the Jackal is now aware of the mute presence in the tower. And all he has to do is just hold him there and stop him from falling back, as he hears the mute trying to rotate into attic. And mute uses this distraction to go into tower, but in the meanwhile the plant does go down. And now that we're in the even man count, let's see if they'll be able to retake it.
Wow, they didn't use any smokes for that plan.
Yeah.
And the thermite is gonna take out the maestro. Oh wow, and the Legion too.
Here we see going for the plant, and Relapse gets down. Oh, it's down to a 1v1 with Mute not being aware of where the Jackal was playing.
Wow, that was really close.
It was definitely a much closer attempt at retaking post-plant situation than last time, but still fell short.
Dojo losing basement 2 times in a row. Not looking too good on that site.
Yeah, and it looks like they've decided to change it off. And we see PotatoIsGod flexing from a shield to another one with Blackbeard.
So far, this seems to be game, but seems like it's a slightly attacker-sided affair in this matchup.
It does, yeah. And it actually switches it to a Monty again. Let's see if Dojo is going to be able to be successful here once again, as they were the first time they were defending this site. I feel like the biggest misplay on Dojo side so far has been the roam setup. They haven't been dedicating a lot of thought into that. Just a couple of holes, a couple of reinforcements. Not really the detailed setup that we've seen from Polemistis on the first half of this match.
So far, they haven't, you know, really put up much of a roam game there, making it easier for the attackers. One less thing to worry about. They're only when they're defending basement, you're playing in tower, holding an angle that looked into meeting hall, but that didn't really pose much of a threat.
Yeah.
As they just wanted to, as they kept planning in the same spot, the Jaeger didn't really waste the attacker's time, not really doing much there from tower.
Yeah, it looks like pretty much their situation for dealing with being a roamer is just throwing bodies at the attackers and hoping it works.
And it seems like Jaeger is going to be the only operator that's going to try to hold off the sweat side push. Going to do some damage to the Montaigne. But he has 3-4 players to deal with here.
He might not know it, but he actually did hit the Twitch there and going for an aggressive pick, which gets him a trade. And that's the termite off the board.
Trade. That's a good pick, I would say, getting the thermite. Now they can't breach from the closet.
Yeah. They'll definitely have to go for more of a window push probably, or even an armory or white stairs push, but let's see what their plan is now that they've lost their hard breacher.
And the Montaigne's really low on HP. The smoke can easily take out this Montaigne right here.
Yeah, if that information is indeed relayed, the smoke will be able to take down the Monty, and he gets shut down. The Monty finishes him off, and he makes his way in.
Oh my god.
A couple zaps of the Evil Eye might be able to do it as well, so Monty has to pay attention to that, as he cannot expose himself to it.
This Montaigne's doing a really good job of staying alive and also at the same time relaying that information.
Looks like the Capitão is going to vault through the White Stairs hole and it's going to go for the plant as Castle tries to rotate and gets picked up by the Jack.
Surprised they're not really using these smokes. That's one big surprise coming from both of these attacks, not really using much of the smokes to go for the plant.
And we see Relapse putting up a fight. The Mute picking off the Jackal and the Monty. But can they go for the Diffuser? That is the question. The Maestro goes for ballsy run out and he gets picked off by the Capitão.
Ow. Oh, they almost got that retake.
Yeah, it was a pretty solid attempt. It went down to a 2v2, which Ended up with them having to do something very risky, which ended up not paying off with the Maestro run out.
Once again, this defense coming out from Dojo, not much of a roam game time. Their dedicated roamer is Magic, and he has done his best to waste some time, but throw in another roamer out there to support him.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely been the reason why Dojo hasn't been able to capitalize that much on the defense rounds, in my opinion, as well.
Having someone in showers specifically is a great time waster. What Polemistis did when they were defending dorms was they had the duo roam of the Jaeger and the Legion, the Jaeger in kitchen, and the Legion in showers. It wasted a lot of time.
Yeah.
They don't really have much of a plan for their roam game.
Yeah, it looks like it's not set up and thought out as well as their anchor play. Which, even though Relapse has been able to pull out some amazing plays and almost clutched a couple rounds, but still hasn't been enough because the attackers have a lot of time and they're able to set up some pretty good crossfires. Here we see the 5 attackers all spawning in Junkyard.
Yeah, they're gonna go for a west side push again from what it looks like here.
Yeah. And once again we have Jaeger all on his own, roaming, dining. Which Mute tries to help him out a little bit with a couple holes that he makes for Maestro or himself to play in.
I think he would be better if he's trying to do like a solo roam. I think he would be better for him to hold showers by himself. I mean, he does have those ADS units that can eat up some utility.
Yeah, for sure. And he even has barbed wire, which can give him plenty of south keeps.
Yes. Montaigne's going to take control of kitchen very easily there.
Oh, and he ends up getting picked off by those previously mentioned holes from above from Mute.
Great vertical play coming out from the Mute there. Life with the refrag onto Magic.
Yeah, as it appears.
Man counts even.
As it appears that the Jaeger was trying to rotate out of the bathrooms downstairs. He ends up getting picked off. It looks like PotatoLyfe is still trying to figure out if there's any sort of roaming presence that might try to flank them as they go for the plant. As the attacking side seems to be a bit indecisive about which type of push they're going to be, with the Thermite coming back from the master balcony back to the dining hall roof.
That's a smoke taken out by the Capitala there. Plant denial off the board, but they still have the Mute with the C4 who can still deny a plant from below.
Yeah, the Capital being aware that he has indeed rotated downstairs. Just isn't so sure where exactly he is. Oh, with the Mute actually being able to pick out the Twitch, who's trying to help out Capital.
Use that C4 as a possible rotation.
Ends up spending it.
Oh, he's in.
And his life still gets traded. Oh, but that's a pretty...
So he did some damage to himself.
Yeah.
With the C4. Oh, wow.
Oh, and it looks like the tables have indeed turned as the Jackal is left all on his own and gets picked off by the Maestro.
Yeah, the attackers seemed very undecisive on what they wanted to do. Once they got that west side control, they almost got full control of downstairs, but they still had a Mute to deal with.
Yeah.
What they wanted to do.
Yeah, it looks like that ended up being the reason that costed them off the round, because it seems like it's a pretty common theme here for attackers to be on the driver's seat and all of a sudden they get the rug pulled from under them.
And with that round win coming out from Polemistis, or yeah, I forgot to pronounce his team's name. It's Polemistis, right?
Polemistis, yeah. Apologies.
Yeah, Polemistis is now on match point. At this moment, at the moment right now, they are guaranteed at least 1 point from this matchup.
They have it in their hands.
And holy smokes, PotatoLyfe with 16 frags.
Yeah. Doing a pretty good job, to say the least, on the Jackal. Being able to shut down the roamers several times so far. And it looks like for the last round of this match, Dojo is gonna opt for a laundry defense, which they don't want to risk dying apparently. Even though their laundry defense have been pretty not convincing at all.
Hopefully they can fix the mistake in terms of roam game. Maybe they'll have someone support the Jaeger, who tends to be in big tower by himself. Much of a threat to the overall attack.
Yeah.
Really need to cause trouble for this attack. Do a better time at time wasting. This roam game hasn't really been much of a threat.
Definitely. So far that's been the downfall of Dojo on defense for sure.
And this time Magic's not going to be in tower, he's going to be going to change things up on the roam game. So that's good to see.
Yeah, and taking a position in Armory Corridor this time instead. Oh, and that might cost them around the C4, very valuable plant denial being wasted right there by the mute.
They still have the smokes though, but yeah, C4 denying the plant does a lot of damage at one.
Oh, and it looks like they're aware of the position of the Jaeger, and they're able to trade him out by the Twitch, for the Twitch.
And yeah, there we go. The roam game doing a better job that time. Not just wasting more time than last time, but he actually got a kill, which is very good.
Yeah. And the mute does get the thermite, but he gets downed as the attacker seems to be pushing down the stairs. The Captain is looking to collect the kill, which he does. We actually do have a defender up here getting the Jackal, putting them in the driver's seat for this round, as no one will be able to protect Capital while he goes down for the plants.
Capital, why aren't you using your firebolts?
Yeah.
A lot of these Capital, the players who've been using Capital in this matchup, they haven't really used much of his utility.
Yeah, they keep forgetting that they can easily flush out the closet player with just a single bolt. As it looks like the Montaigne
Comes a toxic babe.
Looks like the Montaigne will be the one with the diffuser, and he gets put down to very low health as we're coming out to the last 20 seconds of this match, which so far
The Capital decided not to shoot a firebolt into the supply closet. Taken out by the toxic babe. It's up to the Capital, who will probably lose his life with his low HP that he has.
it looks like he's just gonna settle for a tie, with not even an attempt being made at a heroic 3v1.
A very close matchup, very entertaining. Some very questionable plays, but overall a very good match.
Yeah.
Split the points, one apiece.
Yeah, there was definitely a match that could have gone either way, because at some points both teams seem to be strong enough to be taking 3 points here, but in the end ended up being with one team slowing down and the other team being able to improve their roam game.
GG.
GG. Yo,
GG.
Will
Yeah,
Fuck,
and
you guys, like, outplayed
wow,
us
I'm
so
just
many times.
surprised that
Good shit, boys.
Smokes plant used in this
Honestly,
match.
Cast or the
I don't
Stream Atlas
I don't think the
event.
teams really know how to use their utility very well in terms of smoke.
GGs.
They didn't really. I didn't really see much of his utility used as well overall.
There was.
I saw like, they used his firebolt, but like, shot it in the wrong location in my opinion. Especially on that last attack on basement, the Capitao didn't shoot firebolt into the supply closet, which there was a smoke there. I'm not sure why he decided just to shoot it full.
Yeah, it looks like there was a big misusage of the utility for sure, as the smoke babes were actually something that put the Montaigne down very low. It could have been a decision that costed them dearly the round.
There were some great smoke plays from both teams, and overall a very close game.
Yeah, for sure.
The moment this was a Division 1 matchup, so both of these teams are going to be on top. They're going to be tied for at 1 apiece, and they both have the same round difference because it was a draw. So
yeah,
teams are tied for first in Division 1.
Yeah, and it looks like let's hope that none of this will cost them down in the end when it comes down to the last few play days, as both teams had it in their hands to close it down, especially when it was a 6-4 advantage and they ended up throwing it away. So let's see how it goes down. Yeah, thanks for joining us today, and that was the play day with Dojo taking a draw, both teams taking a 1-1. So thank you and good night.